Did you know that Neymar, the football sensation, is not just famous for his incredible skills, but also for his miraculous survival as an infant and for his strong Christian faith? Well, stay tuned to discover 20 fascinating facts about this remarkable player. Number 20. He was 2 centimeters away from being paralyzed. You see, this success of his would have been short-lived. During the 2014 World Cup, Neymar was already off to a good start, scoring 4 goals in Brazil's 5 World Cup games before their quarterfinal matchup against Colombia. But somehow in that game, Neymar took a devastating knee to the back from Colombia's wingback Camilo Zuniga in the 88th minute. The injury was so brutal, Neymar ended up with a broken vertebrae in his back, and his World Cup was cruelly brought to an end. According to Neymar, if Zuniga's knee had landed just a few inches away from where it did on his back, he would have been paralyzed. That really would have been sad. Number 19. He signed a professional contract before his 16th birthday. At the age of 11, Neymar was already doing well in Santos Academy, and 4 years later, he would go on to make history by being one of the few players to sign a professional contract before their 16th birthday. To join Santos was not only because it was one of the greatest clubs in Brazil, but also because the club had produced legends like Pelé. Just amazing. Number 18. He welcomed his son at 19. Undoubtedly, the most important person in Neymar's life is his son Davi. But what you might not know is that he had Davi when he was 19 years old. And at the time, he was dating Brazilian social media influencer Carolina Dantas, who was also just 17 years old. After Davi's birth, they split up, but the two have continued to stay on good terms with each other to make their relationship with the kid less complicated. They both try to spend as much time with their son and also take good care of him. What a lucky boy. Number 17. He almost joined Chelsea at 18. One thing we'd love to see in football is Neymar in a Chelsea jersey, but only a few people know that Neymar almost joined Chelsea when he was 18 years old. Chelsea presented Santos with more than $15 million for Neymar when he was just 18. And back in 2010, even now, $15 million was a great deal, but the club knew their asset was worth more, and so they said no to the offer. But what was Neymar's reaction? Surprisingly, he wasn't ready to leave Brazil at the time. Now that opportunity's been lost though, we might never see Neymar in Chelsea till the end of his career. Number 16. West Ham was the first club to make a bid for Neymar. Believe it or not, Chelsea actually wasn't the first club to bid for Neymar back in 2010. You know, at the time, he was just beginning to showcase his skills when West Ham took notice of him. Without wasting time, they made a bid for £12 million for the Brazilian, but they were turned down immediately. It was this bid that drew eyes to Neymar on a worldwide level, as Chelsea then took interest before other clubs joined the transfer frenzy. Such a hot take. Number 15. He led Brazil to its first Olympic Games. In 2016, Neymar featured for Brazil's Olympic team in the 2016 Summer Olympics in his homeland of Brazil. Throughout the tournament, Neymar demonstrated his dedication and it paid off. Brazil remained undefeated in the knockout stage, effortlessly beating Honduras and Colombia. To crown it all, they eventually won the competition on penalties in the final against Germany. Number 14. He scored his 100th professional goal to mark his 20th birthday. We all love to do something special on our birthdays, maybe cut a cake or blow out a candle, make a wish, but for Neymar, on his 20th birthday, it was celebrated in the most beautiful way ever. On February 5th, 2012, which was his birthday, he scored his 100th professional goal. Even though we have a few players who have achieved a birthday goal, no one did it at the age of 20. How incredible is that? Number 13. He hasn't won a World Cup yet. Talking about goals, Neymar is a top goal scorer, but think of it. He's never won a World Cup. He's featured in 3 World Cups, but this major trophy has eluded him throughout his career. In 2014, he had a tournament-ending injury, and in 2018, his unnecessary dives in the box cost Brazil a victory over Belgium. Brazil failed to live up to the expectations again in the 2022 World Cup. They were knocked out of the tournament after losing on penalties to Croatia. Let's see what it can do at the 2026 World Cup, shall we? Number 12. Neymar holds 2 Guinness World Records. One of these records is the most expensive footballer record, and yeah, the fastest goal in Olympic history for a male footballer. In case you don't know about the goal, it happened in the 2016 Summer Olympics during Brazil's semi-final game against Honduras. Neymar rocketed the ball into the back of the net at a breathtaking 14 seconds, leading Brazil to win 6-0 and putting Neymar's record into history. Number 11. Brazil's all-time top scorer. Talking about goals, no one has scored like Neymar in his country. Initially, it was Pelé. But at age 31, Neymar overtook him as the most prolific scorer in Brazil's history after scoring the 78th goal of his international career. This record-breaking goal came in the 61st minute of a World Cup qualifying match against Bolivia after a low cross into the penalty box, which the striker finished with accuracy from close range. Neymar wanted to be like Pele, but he ended up surpassing him. He even celebrated with a punch in the air as Pele usually did. Pele must be proud. Number 10. He nearly joined Real Madrid when he was 14. And one of the clubs that missed out on the golden opportunity was Real Madrid. Neymar already flew to Spain when he was only 14 to join the Spanish side. He passed all the tests and was ready to make the moves official before Santos paid a hefty price to keep him in Brazil. The rest, they say, is history. Number 9. He's the only footballer in Time's 100 most influential people of 2017. Do you know what it takes to be named one of Time's 100 most influential people? David Beckham wrote Neymar's profile for Time, where he said, "Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo have a new rival to that claim, and Neymar is ready to make his move." At the time, Neymar's profile grew from simply a solid soccer player to a legitimate universal superstar. He was the only football player who was named in Time magazine's 100 most influential people on the planet. Number 8. Humble beginnings. When you look at Neymar, you might think he had it all growing up, but that's actually not true. His family was so poor that his mom could not even pay for the ultrasound to ensure that baby Neymar was healthy in her belly. Even after Neymar's birth, his family lived near a dump without electricity. Neymar, his parents, and his younger sister were forced to move into the spare bedroom of his grandparents' house where they all shared one mattress at one point. The truth is that Neymar doesn't hide where he came from and how proud he is to be where he is. How amazing, right? Number 7. Neymar joined his first football club when he was 7 years old. The first time Neymar Jr. was discovered, he was not even playing with a ball. He was just a kid playing around in the stands at one of his dad's games when the first coach, Betinho, saw him. Betinho was impressed by the way Neymar moved and coordinated himself. He was just 7. He immediately invited Neymar to play for the academy of Associação Atlética Portuguesa in Santos, where he coached Neymar for 5 years. Whatever you want to do, make sure you started early. Number 6. He is one of the most charitable athletes. Off the field, Neymar's biggest impact is through his charity, the Instituto Projeto Neymar Jr. The Institute gives kids a more wonderful training exposure than Neymar had as a kid playing soccer barefoot at local beaches and on the street. The Instituto Projeto Neymar Jr. is a confirmation of Neymar Jr.'s dedication to social causes and his longing to give back to the neighborhood where he grew up. Presently, he's assisted over 10,000 children and their families through his charity, so heartwarming. Number 5. He miraculously survived as an infant. This is another time we would have lost Neymar before we even got to know him. When he was only 4 months old, his father had an accident with him in the car. His father sustained life-threatening injuries from the car crash and he was in the hospital for 6 long months attached to several machines. Miraculously, the infant Neymar escaped with only a couple of scratches, even though he flew out of the car. Number 4. He has some anger issues. Once or twice, you must have seen Neymar either blowing hot on a referee, getting aggressive towards his teammates, or punching a fan. In a tournament after a PSG loss to Manchester United and a subsequent criticism of Neymar by PSG fans and the media, Neymar ended up coping with the pressure by taking to social media and lambasting the referee for his poor performance. This tirade got him a 3-game suspension, and you're not the only one who thinks he's hot-tempered. He has also described himself as a hothead, and yeah, we agree. Number 3. He would have been a musician if he wasn't a footballer. Imagine Neymar holding a microphone instead of a ball, standing on a stage instead of a pitch, and dancing instead of dribbling. That would have been the Neymar you would know if he wasn't a footballer, or maybe not, as he joked that his singing wasn't really good enough to make a career, but he liked to show his dance moves in his goal celebration. You have to agree that Neymar loves to dance, and we love to see it. Number 2. He has more than 30 tattoos. Just as he has a lot of goals to his name, Neymar has a lot of tattoos too, over 30 of them on his body. Each of these tattoos carry a deep meaning and special attachment to them. Yes, a tattoo is something you may not wipe away, and Neymar seems to be a living storyboard. He's got tattoos of his sister, mother, and son, his religious beliefs, and more. There's so many stories on one body. Number 1. He's a devout Christian. This is one of the facts that shocked many fans all over the world. When you see how deeply rooted Neymar is in his religion, you just have to marvel. He credits his religion to success on the field. He grew up going to Pineal Baptist Church in his native Sao Paulo, with its lead pastor, Newton Lobato, revealing Neymar tithes around €18,000 every year. Early in his career, he wore a headband with an inscription that reads 100% Jesus on it. He wore this headband when he won the Champions League with Barcelona and the Olympics with Brazil. What other interesting facts did we miss? Let us know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.